Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. Now, obviously, I'm fumed and persecuted. The person who left that comment isn't. They're a gang stalker. But they may as well not be a gang stalker. They may as well just be another person who leans toward conservative views. They want people to think of things in terms of the white construct. You might say mainstream, but, in 1776, was it mainstream or white? It was white. In 1850, was it mainstream or white? It was white. In 1920, white. 1950, 1990, it's white, 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 white. The construct is a white supremacist construct. It always has been in this country. The psychological construct in terms of the psychology of social interactions, what have you. And, in terms of the little world that they're living in. So, in their own heads, mind you, it's like a collective psychosis. So in their vision of this country, okay, they think that you need to have a normal job, and they think that you need to assimilate into white culture. Now let's see what the problems are with this. First of all, if you're talking about me, real briefly here, I have 20 years of work under my belt, okay? Even though I've been persecuted while I'm working, I went to college while I'm working, I graduated. I've made thousands of videos, done tons of self-research. I worked much harder than that person while having a top martial arts challenge that I won. My works far surpass everyone else's. At this point, I'm partially crippled, okay, from years of persecution with 23 witnesses on record while their white society and their token minority allies and LGBT and Jews and so on have denied me justice. If the world was fair, they would pay me, okay? Say, for example, you invested all your money into a house, and they just take your house and throw you out into the streets, and they blacklist you. And some white privileged guy comes up and says, hey, you're like mooching off people trying to survive. Now keep in mind, I'm not mooching off everyone. I spent thousands of dollars of money that I've saved up. I don't drink, I don't smoke, okay? And I'm blacklisted for doing the right thing. Christ in the story did not have his own house. The 12 disciples, as far as anyone knows, did not have their own house. John the Baptist did not spend all day making money and saving up for a house. All the main characters in the story put God before assimilation, and they didn't assimilate. So you can see that that person claims that he's a Christian or something, way off. He's really a white supremacist, by his stated argument at least. Not a Christian. Christians know that it's stupid to look at things in terms of a neo-Roman white supremacist construct. Pretty straightforward. But even if I was on, and I've never been, and I'm not welfare, then so what? Again, I'm partially crippled. This is a society where every 6.5 minutes a female or a child is raped. This is a society where it's the wealthiest country in the world, and there's 700,000 people homeless on the streets. Think about the implications on the corporations and the government. How unfair are corporations and the government when that's the case? Who is blacklisted and who isn't? After years and years of white supremacy controlling who has a job, who has a business, and who doesn't. Years and years of these political groups, these racist and petty left-right paradigm political groups, canceling culture, screening people out. It's straightforward. But you see, when people work for the state, or they're trying not to be blacklisted because they're afraid to do what's right, they tend to bring down their families, and they tend to play stupid about these things, and that's what they're doing. Okay? Now, some of you might say, well, that's too harsh or something. No, it's not. This person publicly denied that I'm Christ, and that particular person knows better. He's the type of person here, the most righteous person ever lived, say things that are completely true, and then get his feelings hurt, or be told by the devil-worshipping state that they should say some stupid shit, and to say it. That's pretty straightforward. Now today, I released a video about my older brother, even. Okay, this is somebody I grew up with, somebody who in that very video, I said, he's kind of cool, what have you. When I chat, no one's above being chastised by me. Everyone else on this planet put together, okay, including the people in my family, are not equal to me. I'm greater than they are. I'm the Son of God. My works go beyond theirs. No one has glorified God more than I have. To help rebels get money or shelter, okay, as your main priority, is not glorifying God, is building the camp of the enemy. Notice I did not put my war on poverty plan first in my videos, but I've also made many videos getting that out there. I've went out there, spent $2,000 renting cars, getting the message out, explaining to people about the war on poverty plan. And before that, I had it out flyers all over the place. San Jose, Gilroy, Morgan Hill. I'm not quite sure about Santa Clara. I believe the other place was Sunnyvale. What have you. I have bumper stickers on my car. Before I had the cards on my car that revealed the war on poverty plan. America didn't even want to pass the 1/10 plan, which was 50 cents a month for people worth less than $1 million, okay, who are taxpayers, and $20 a month for people worth $1 million or more. And if they had passed it back in 2021, by September of this year, okay, there would be 3 years worth of it. So it would be $18 billion. And with the plan that I'd put, okay, that would build, let's see here, 600,000 tiny homes or better. It'd be a lot different, country right now. They did not want to listen to me. Now, when a country won't even listen to you about something like that, something as easy as that, that's how easy it is to end homelessness. It started, 5 years ago, for example. Okay, we could have 1 million tiny homes right now and homelessness will be ended. Just 50 cents a month for people worth less than $1 million, $20 a month for people worth $1 million or more. They didn't do that. Not only did they not do that, people are saying things like tiny homes now cost 20% more than they did when I first introduced the plan. So not only have I been the only person on the planet doing the works of God, everyone else has been so slack in their work. What are they doing, right? These churches, they're started by white supremacists. These I've been on the internet a long time. I've seen many Facebook groups, many YouTube channels. It's all rubbish. Nowhere near comparable to mine. They don't even connect martial arts to Christianity. I mean, it's like the most obvious thing in the world. David versus Goliath, the root and offspring of David. How could you be making videos about Christianity that long and not connect it? It took me like no time flat. When I started making videos, in 2009, I started talking about Christianity a little bit, right? And I was talking about other things, secret societies, social issues, talking about God in general. By the time I started talking about it a little bit more than that, maybe in 2012, I had firmly connected martial arts to Christianity, to Egypt, to God. Okay? These people, they go their whole lives. Either they never connect it or they don't have the heart to admit it publicly. They fear man. Like the Bible says, the fear of man will prove to be a snare. So I have more than just believed, I've achieved. What glorifies God in actual recorded history that you know for sure, something that's actually happened one way or another. Okay, because it's recorded on the internet, but it's also something that you know happened. The video's still there. I have countless videos, mentioning my top martial arts challenge. What glorifies God more than that? I'd love to hear your argument. Some church taking a percentage of their blood money, of their lying about God money, and building some homes for the homeless. So what? These are the same people who reinforce the social norms that make us so they're homeless in the first place. That's stupid to think that is. All these churches propagating their despicable denomination-based falsehoods. Stupid. Well, what would it be? When people aren't pointing the right way, they're just reinforcing the wrong way when they do charity. So what have they done? Life is not about reinforcing the paths of people who are dead wrong. If in war, would you give rifles to your enemies and bullets? Would you give them, tanks and drones or whatever? No. So why would you reinforce the falsehoods that are waging war against God by their philosophy? People who praise the wicked by their actions wage war against God. People who live a false ideology, who preach a false gospel, are waging war against God. And you're all encouraging them. And you're all helping them. So as you see, they have no viable counterargument. They don't want to go point by point on these things because, these things get a little bit complicated. So not only do I challenge him to a debate, but I challenge him to go point by point. I was going to block him, but I think that I'm just going to remove his comments, give him a chance to see this video and see what happens.